Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. We began the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the first 7 verses that we have already discussed, Krishna established the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga and the superiority of a personalist devotee over an impersonalist Brahman worshipper. In the beginning of this chapter, Arjuna asked this question: who is better? Who is most perfect in yoga? Is he an impersonalist who worships the impersonal Brahman, which is Akshara, Avyaya, etc.? Or is he the personalist devotee who worships the personality of Krishna? And Krishna described how the Bhakti Yoga is very sublime and supreme path of spiritualism, and pure devotees of Krishna are most perfect in yoga, and they directly get the reciprocation of Krishna, because Krishna will become their swift deliverer and deliver them from the ocean of birth and death in this material world. On the other hand, the path of impersonal Brahman worshippers is very difficult. Etvaksharam anirdesham avyaktam paripasate sarvatragam achintyam cha kotastha machalam dhruvam sannayam yandre gramam sarvatra samabuddhayah te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hite rataha. So the impersonal Brahman has various qualities that he described in the 3rd sloka, and to worship the impersonal Brahman, the process that is followed by people in general are this controlling senses, being equipoised, etc., etc. And the path is very troublesome. It's not very easy. Okay. So that much Krishna described. Now, having established Bhakti as the supreme path, in the 6th and 7th verses he says, Yetu sarvani karmani mai sanyasya matparaha. A pure devotee is one who completely dedicates everything that he does for my pleasure. He is totally dedicated to me. Ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanto upasate. He worships me, he meditates on me, and I become their swift deliverer. I will protect them from this ocean of repeated birth and death. Okay. So having established the supremacy of Bhakti, Krishna will now describe different levels of Bhakti, beginning from the highest level. If you can't do this, like that. So from 8th shloka we will discuss. The next 5 slokas describe the progressive levels of Bhakti. 8th shloka. Mayyeva mana adatsva Mayi buddhim niveshaya Naiva sishyasi mayyeva Ata urdhvam na samshayah Mayyeva mana adatsva. Krishna says, exclusively fix your mind on me. This is the first level. Mayyeva mana adhatsva is the first level. I'll write here. So now we are discussing 8th shloka. See the first line, 8a. Okay, Mayyeva mana adhatsva. Basically fix your mind on Krishna. Fine. That is Mayyeva mana adhatsva. If you cannot do that, so this Mayyeva mana adhatsva is a stage where you are exclusively remembering Krishna always. This is also called Smaranatmika Bhakti according to Visvanath Cakravarti Thakur. This is Smaranatmika Bhakti. Mayyeva mana adhatsva is Smaranatmika Bhakti. Now, if you cannot fix your mind always on Krishna, here the pivot is mind. Next level Krishna says, 8b. That is Mayi buddhim niveshaya. That means fix your intelligence on me. Intelligence on Krishna. Fine. So if you cannot fix your mind, this is the highest level, topmost level. If you cannot do that, fix your intelligence on Krishna. So that is Mayi buddhim niveshaya. That is contemplate on me. based on what you have heard from the scriptural descriptions. Fine. So this is called Mananatmika Bhakti. Okay. So in this 8th shloka, Krishna describes 2 levels. If you read Gita Subodhini, I had given this whole thing in the form of a chart with all the 3 acharyas, Visvanath, Thakur, Baladeva, Vidyabhushan and Prabhupada. So all 3 acharyas are mentioned here. What are their comments on each and every limb of this shloka, of these 5 shlokas. So that we will discuss now. And 8th shloka is describing 2 levels of bhakti. Mayyeva mana adhatsva vayu buddhim niveshaya. Fix your mind on me, which is the topmost stage of bhakti. If you cannot fix that, at least fix your intelligence on me. Why fixing intelligence is considered little lesser than fixing mind? Smaranatmika bhakti is considered superior to Mananatmika bhakti. Or fixing mind on Krishna always is considered to fixing intelligence on Krishna. Is higher. This is higher than this. Because somebody may say, intelligence is superior to mind. So fixing intelligence is greater than fixing mind. One may say like that. But mind is more fickle. Intelligence is more steady. Fixing intelligence is little easier compared to fixing mind. Okay. Now you see, the topmost devotees of Krishna are, who are they? Gopis of Vrindavan. What are they doing? They are constantly doing this smarana. Okay. Yadohane vahanane mathanopalepa prenkankhanar bharudito ksanamarjanado gayanti chaina manurakta dhiyo shrukanthyo dhanyavrajastriya urukramachittayana. Yadohane, when they are milking their cows, vahanane, when they are threshing their grains, mathana, when they are churning buttermilk, upalepa, when they are taking cow dung and putting that lap on their walls and floors, mathanopalepa prenkankhana, when they are swinging on swings, or bharudita, when they are taking care of their crying babies. Some of them are mothers of small babies also. Marjanado, they are even sweeping the floors or the streets of Vrindavan. Okay. Ukshana, they are sprinkling water mixed with cow dung in the Vrindavan floors. Okay. So while doing all these activities, they are constantly remembering Krishna. They are absorbed in the thought of Krishna. Externally, so many household activities are going on, but internally, meditation on Krishna is going on. They are doing constant smaranam of Krishna. Prenkankhanar bharuditokshana marjanado gayanti chaina manurakta dhiyoshru kanthyo. Their mind is completely absorbed in Krishna's thoughts. Okay. Dhanya vrajastriya urukramachittayanaha. The glory of gopis is that their chitta, their consciousness is constantly immersed in the thoughts of Lord Krishna. They are doing constant smara. So, with your intelligence, with your mind, what do? Thinking, feeling and willing. With your intelligence, you may do planning, scheming, analysis and all that. So, when you are planning or scheming or analyzing things, you are applying your smartness and intelligence. But when you are thinking, feeling and willing, you are applying your heartfelt emotions. So these heartfelt emotions are much more superior than this intellectual analysis. Sometimes your intelligence may say something, but the mind is not accepting it. The emotions are different. Right? Your mind is equal to heart. Oftentimes when you say mind, you show here, basically, but heart is here. So here, investing your emotions and thoughts and feelings in Krishna is considered superior to planning for the service of Krishna, okay, with your intelligence. But one thing is, Prabhupada does not make this distinction in this purport. Prabhupada says, Mayyeva manadhatsva mai buddhim niveshaya. Absorbing man and buddhi in Krishna, he considers as one stage. Right? Basically, absorbing your inner self in Krishna. One is absorbing your external self, senses, hands, legs, etc. You engage in service of Krishna. Second, you absorb your inner self in Krishna. that involves mind and intelligence. But Vishnu Cakravarti Thakur gives two levels. So absorbing mind is superior to absorbing intelligence. For example, we accept both. For example, you are asked to chant Hare Krishna, 128 rounds today. 128 rounds of Hare Krishna, not 16. So that's basically an activity that you do where you have to control your mind a lot. Because it's not a very intense physical activity, is it not? You don't have to lift big gonies, you don't have to sweat also. You sit at one corner, all you have to do is just moving your lips and then moving your hands. That's all. Physically it's not an intense activity. But the chanting of so many rounds becomes a very heavy, intense activity for the mind. And that exhausts you more than even physical activity. Because controlling mind is very difficult. Say 128, 64. Generally to chant 64 rounds, devotees may take 7 to 8 hours. Okay, 8 hours they may take. So 8 hours of absorbing your mind in Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, that's one proposal. Second proposal I will give you. 8 hours you read Bhagavatam. 8 hours you read Bhagavad Gita, analyze things. Okay, or 8 hours you participate in a meeting, Janmashtami meeting, where you are planning where to keep the chappal stand, where to keep the foot wash area, where to keep prasadam pandal, what kind of jewelry to purchase for the deities. So like that, there are so many services in Janmashtami. You, some 5-6 of you sit together and use your intelligence to plan how to conduct this festival. Or use your intelligence to read scriptures. Okay. So first proposal is engage your mind in chanting Hare Krishna. While chanting Hare Krishna, mind is going everywhere. You have to bring that mind and then focus on the holy name, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So which is easier for you? Will you be more focused and attentive while trying to control your mind from all other thoughts and then put for 8 hours, put that mind on chanting Hare Krishna? Or will you be more focused and attentive when you are trying to make a plan for Janmashtami festival or when you are trying to read scriptures? Okay, 8 hours. Which is easier for you? Second one. Okay. So you agree? Observing mind, fixing mind on Krishna constantly is more difficult than fixing intelligence on Krishna. Okay. So intelligence is superior to mind. Okay, in the settled body. And intelligence controls the mind, that's there. But mind is more fickle. Intelligence is more steady, it's more rational, that's more emotional. Okay. So that's why investing emotions in Krishna is much more difficult than investing intelligence in Krishna. Okay. So you analyze with your intelligence, because our intelligence may say 100 things, but your mind may not be able to follow everything. Because emotions are much more finer. When you are emotionally attached to someone, those feelings are more intense than when you are dealing with other people on an intellectual plane. For example, a employee or a boss in a company, okay, he is interacting with his employees on an intellectual plane. Okay, this is how we have to manage our project, this and that. Okay, he may have intense meetings, how to run the project. So he is dealing with them through intelligence. But when he comes home, he will deal with his wife and children and other family members there with emotions. Although the child may not say something logical, because the father has a lot of emotions for the child, he will spend more time explaining things to the child than the time he will spend with his other employees explaining the project. And here he is getting crores. Here he is not getting anything. But why is he spending time here? Emotions are there. This is much more stronger bonding. Okay. So emotional attachment to Krishna is considered much superior than the attachment that you gain with intelligence. So ultimately, by studying all Shastra and analyzing Shastra with your intelligence, you are supposed to fix your mind on Krishna. Do smarana of Krishna. Smartavyaha satatam Vishnor vismartavyo na jatujit. Always remembering Krishna is the essence of all scriptures. You read all scriptures and then make notes and then memorize shlokas and then do so many things, do so much of analysis. But ultimately, if that doesn't lead to absorption in Krishna in mind, then you are just stopping at intellectual plane only. That's good. Studying Shastra, you can purify your intelligence, no doubt about it. Okay. So that way it's wonderful, wonderfully absorbing yourself in Krishna. However, that should lead us to, that all this intellectual analysis and philosophical analysis should lead us to remembering Krishna always with love, with emotions, with bhava, with prema. So that's why Smaranatmika Bhakti or fixing mind in Krishna is considered superior to fixing intelligence in Krishna. Now I gave two examples. One, chanting Hare Krishna for 8 hours, controlling your mind. Second, studying scriptures or discussing how to conduct Janmashtami with your intelligence. You said first one is difficult, second one is easier. Third one I'll say. Working, doing some service for 8 hours. Okay, say you have to cook or you have to make garlands. So now planning, you need a lot of intelligence, analysis. Okay, you may have to defeat another person's plans. You may have to give feedback to other person's plans. And when your plans are not being accepted, you may have to show some humility and all that. But if someone makes all the planning and just tells you what you are supposed to do. Okay, we have made this whole plan of Janmashtami. You just have to engage your senses in executing that plan. Someone else engaged intelligence, you just have to engage your senses. Okay, so you are asked to do Abhishek Seva. So Janmashtami, there are like several kilos of fruits are there, you have to peel them, you have to make juice, make juice ready for Abhishek of Radha Krishna. That may take some 7-8 hours. Or you may have to cook, you may have to distribute prasadam. So many thousands of people are coming, 5,000 people, 6,000 people are coming and you are serving prasadam, 8 hours. So it doesn't take much effort from your side. As much as the effort that it took to plan 8 hours meeting, intense meeting, Janmashtami, 8 hours, 10 people are sitting there, or 20 people are sitting there, thinking of different departments, how to run, how to divert the crowd like this, like that, where to erect the pandal. So, which is easier for you? Being in a meeting and planning the whole event, or just taking one portion of it and engaging your senses and doing the seva? Third one is easier. Right? So engaging senses in Krishna's service, engaging intelligence in Krishna's service, engaging mind in Krishna's service. 3 things. Engaging mind is topmost, engaging intelligence is second, and engaging senses is easier. So if you cannot fix your mind on me always, at least fix your intelligence. If you cannot fix your intelligence on me always, at least fix your senses. These are the levels in which Krishna gives us his teachings. Clear? So all 3 are bhakti only. Acharyas are very merciful to us that they have given us, Prabhupada has given us a proper system where we engage all 3. Every day we are chanting 2 hours. Okay, 16 notes we are chanting, Prabhupada said. So we are engaging our mind in Krishna service. And then we are hearing Bhagavatam class for 1 hour in the morning, maybe Gita class for 1 hour in the evening. Or if you are in Vidyabhushan, you are just hearing classes for 3 hours in a day, and evening Vaishnava character classes. Like that you have some thing for intelligence also. You are absorbing your mind in Krishna, you are trying to absorb your mind in Krishna, you are trying to engage your intelligence in Krishna, and there are other services like prasadam serving is there, and brooming and mopping of the temple hall is there, backup, doing that assistant pujari services, washing Krishna's utensils, so many other services are there. So Prabhupada has given a system where we engage our senses, our mind and our intelligence, all 3 in Krishna's service, in different proportions. So eventually we should come to a position where our mind is completely absorbed in Krishna. Externally activities may go on, because sometimes when you are engaging senses, you may not be engaging your mind also. Senses are engaging, but mind is somewhere else. So hota hai? Do you, sometimes you feel like that? I felt like that so many times. Senses are doing seva, but mind is somewhere else. Intelligence is somewhere else. Or intelligence is doing seva, but mind is somewhere else. They are analyzing things, but the mind is not absorbed there. Okay? So it happens. So ultimately we need to invest our mind and emotions in Krishna's service. That is the topmost level of devotional service. So this 8th shloka, Mayyeva mana adhatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya. 2 levels it is presenting. One is fixing your mind in Krishna, which is Smaranatmika Bhakti, fixing your intelligence in Krishna, which is Mananatmika Bhakti. Okay. So what is the result of doing this? In the third and fourth lines, Krishna says, Naiva sishyasi mayyeva ata urdhvam na samshayaha. So thus you will live in me always without a doubt. So by doing these two things, you will definitely live in Krishna, means you are always with Krishna. When your mind and intelligence are absorbed in Krishna, you are always with Krishna. Fine? So that is one aspect of this shloka. So now Prabhupada says that these two are same. Offering your mind and intelligence to Krishna in Krishna's service. So he just clubbed both of them. That's fairly understandable. Okay? Entirely being with Krishna. That is this one, first stage. And Visvanath Thakur gives these two distinctions, Smaranatmika and Mananatmika. Okay? Then Baladeva Vidyabhushan says, offering your full consciousness, mana and buddhi, in Krishna with complete ease and steadiness. So Visvanath Thakur, Prabhupada and Baladeva Vidyabhushan, their comments are more or less similar. They count these two things as one unit. Visvanath Thakur makes them separate, 8A, 8B. Fine. So these are the first two stages. Next stage, 9th shloka. Atha chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mayi sthiram abhyasa yogena tato mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. I gave a summary of the entire these 4 verses just now. Now we will go into details. So you understood the 8th shloka that has two parts. The 9th shloka, what happened? Okay. So in the 9th shloka, Krishna presents the next stage. Why next stage has to be presented if you are not fit for the first 2 stages? Now Krishna gave the second stage, Mayi buddhim niveshaya. Now he says, Atha chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mayi sthiram. If you cannot put your consciousness, now as I said, Prabhupada covered these two into one, consciousness. Okay, engage your inner self in Krishna. Consciousness in Krishna. So become fully Krishna conscious. That is the 8th shloka. Put these two together. So Atha chittam samadhatum. If you cannot engage your consciousness completely in Krishna, or if you cannot fix your mind and intelligence in Krishna completely, then what is Krishna is doing? Saying, Abhyasa yogena tato. Do Abhyasa yoga. This is Abhyasa. A-B-H. So the next stage is Abhyasa yoga. Abhyasa yogena tato mam ichhatum dhananjaya. If you do Abhyasa yoga, then what is the result? In this way, mam ichhaptum, you will develop a desire to attain me. You see Gita SUBODHINI, everything is clearly mentioned. I cannot write everything here. So it is, in this way you can develop desire to attain Krishna. But what exactly is this Abhyasa yoga? Abhyasa basically is practice. Here you have to fix your mind on Krishna. You are unable to fix your mind on Krishna. So do Abhyasa. Try to fix your mind on Krishna. Abhyasa literally is practice. You should practice to fix your mind on Krishna. Okay, if you cannot fix your mind on me without deviation, then endeavor to fix your mind on Krishna by following the regulative principles of sadhana bhakti. So this is try to fix mind. Okay, Abhyasa. What is the trying called? That is sadhana bhakti. So Abhyasa means practice. Sadhana means practice. Basically, Krishna is saying, if you are not perfect in fixing your mind, at least do sadhana. Try to fix your mind by practice. Okay, at least practice karo. So this is called sadhana bhakti. And in that sadhana bhakti, what happens? Here you are able to fix your mind completely. But in this stage, mind is going somewhere else. You are trying to bring the mind back and focus on Krishna. You understand? Here the mind is not deviated. There is no deviation here. Here there is a lot of distraction, but you are bringing the mind back and trying to put on Krishna. Getting right? So this is called practice stage, sadhana bhakti. So these two are same, but this is the perfect stage, this is practice stage. Fine? So this is called abhyasa rupa bhakti. This is smaranatmika bhakti, this is abhyasa rupa bhakti. You're able to see? Abhyasa Rupa Bhakti. So, what does it mean to do Abhyasa Yoga? Basically, we need to follow the guidance of Guru. So, here, Guru comes into picture. You follow the guidance of Guru and follow all the prescribed practices of Bhakti Yoga, like chanting the holy names of Krishna, offering flowers to Krishna, offering food to Krishna, and taking prasadam, hearing scriptures. All these things are included in this Abhyasa or Sadhana Bhakti that we are all doing every day. Many of us are not on this level of fixing our mind and intelligence completely on Krishna. We are trying to fix our mind on Krishna by doing various elements of sadhana. Right? So these three types, what are the three types? Smaranatmika Bhakti, Mananatmika Bhakti, Abhyasa Rupa Bhakti. Three types of Bhakti Krishna spoke in 8th and 9th verses. These three types are actually performed internally with mind and intelligence. Senses are not yet involved here. So internally they are performed. So intelligent and inoffensive people can perform them easily, while less intelligent people find it very difficult to do this. So as the mind is fickle like wind, one may not be able to restrain it. So for those who cannot even gradually fix mind by practice, Krishna suggests another option. So this is trying to gradually fix your mind on Krishna. Now you can't do this also. Then the next sloka is there. Abhyasepi asamarthopi matkarma paramo bhava madartham api karmani kurvan siddhim avapsyasi. Abhyasepi asamarthopi. If you cannot even do Abhyasa Rupa Bhakti also, asamartha means incapable of doing. Abhyasepi asamarthopi mat karma paramo bhava. So Krishna gives the next level. He is giving concession. So that is 10th shloka. You are able to see this? So mat karma paramo bhava. So mat karma. So at least work for Krishna. Karma is working, activity. Mat karma means working for Krishna. Okay, you offer your work as a contribution to Krishna's seva. So this is the next level of devotional service. So if sadhana bhakti is also difficult for you, sadhana bhakti basically is practicing to fix your mind on Krishna. That is also done internally. But if you can't do that, at least work. Work means senses are involved. Next stage is involving the senses. So if you cannot practice sadhana bhakti, then just try to perform all your activities for Krishna's pleasure. Mat karma paramo bhava. Thus your mind is not on me. Okay, though your mind is not on me. See this. Madartham api karmani. Madartham means for my sake. Api karmani means you are doing all your activities. Kurvan siddhim avapsyasi. And even by doing this also you will get siddhi. Means perfection. Okay. So in this, this is work for Krishna. So work for Krishna, that is the next stage. So this work for Krishna could involve offering charity to build Krishna's temples, okay, or publish books, or doing other work even without remembering Krishna. So here an endeavor to remember Krishna is there. Here that endeavor to remember Krishna is also not there. You are getting right? So here you are trying to now. What is the difference when you are plucking flowers? And here also senses are involved. Abhyasa Rupa mein senses are involved, but the focus is more on the mind, not on the senses. Here senses are involved, focus is more on the senses, not on the mind. Here at least there is an attempt in Abhyasa Rupa Bhakti, at least you are making an attempt to fix your mind on Krishna by engaging your senses. But in Matkarma Paramo Bhakti, you are focusing on your activity and offering the results of that activity to Krishna, although your mind is somewhere else. Okay, where are we? We can decide. Okay, but work for Krishna. We are supposed to be doing sadhana bhakti at least. So this is work for Krishna. Here senses are the focus, and in this mind is the focus. So if you cannot do that also, those who can do bhakti both by internal and external senses are outstanding. So these first three stages of Smaranatmika Bhakti, Mananatmika Bhakti and Sadhana Bhakti or Abhyasa Rupa Bhakti. So these three are done on the level of internal senses, internal mind or intelligence. But this one, this Matkarma Parama is done externally with the senses. All the mind is not focused. But all four are exalted, all four are great. Okay. But the one may not be able to even work for Krishna also, for social reasons or family reasons or religious considerations or other impediments. So many other things are there. Even if you do some work and get some results of that work and offer them to Krishna, there are some people who are always bothering you. Okay. So because of social and other customs, you may not be able to do. Some other impediments may come. So Krishna will advise them. At least sacrifice your results for me. If not completely like this, just a percentage of it. So work for Krishna means you are working and you are offering everything to Krishna. If you cannot offer everything to Krishna, everything that you perform, there has some result. You offer every result to Krishna. But if you can't do that, at least offer some portion, little portion you offer. Okay, that is the next stage. 11th sloka. Athaidat api ashaktosi kartum madhyogam sarvakarma phalatyagam tatah kuru yathatmavan athaitat api asaktosi. If you are incapable of that also, if you are unable to do even Matkarma Parama, work for Krishna also, then Krishna says that then try to give up all results of your work and try to be self-situated. So this is the 11th sloka, where Krishna says Sarva Karma Phalatyagam. See the third line. Sarva Karma Phalatyagam. Okay. So this is basically detachment or renunciation or giving up results. Okay, you can just, that is better. I'm able to write. So give up the results of your work.
You can call the Nishkama.
Yeah, you can call like that. Correct. So Sarva Karma Phalatyaga means give up results of your work, at least for some good cause. Even if you are unable to contribute for Krishna's service, give them up for some good cause. Show some selflessness. Don't be so self-centered. At least do this much. So doing Nishkama Karma offered to Krishna. That's what is mentioned here. Okay. So this is what is described in the first 6 chapters also. Nishkama Karma. In the first 6 chapters, engaging your mind and intelligence and sadhana bhakti, these are not very much discussed. They may come as spikes here and there, but mainly Krishna is speaking about Nishkama Karma, this stage, Sarva Karma Phalatyagam and Mat Karma Parama. A combination of these two Krishna describes in the first 6 chapters. Okay. So the first 4 slokas are clear. Okay, the stages. So we will summarize them once again based on the commentaries of all 3 acharyas. Okay. I have referred to, just to make this one chart, I had spent several days because at least the 12th sloka is quite technical and it's little difficult to decipher. So 8, 9, 10, 11 we will discuss. After that I will exclusively focus on 12th sloka. 8, 9, 10, 11 we will discuss based on Prabhupada's comments, Cakravarti's comments and Baladeva Vidyabhushan's comments just now. Okay. I kind of covered everything in this, but I will summarize once again. First, 8th sloka mein, Krishna says, Mayyeva mana adhatsva. Fix your mind in me. Mayi buddhim niveshaya. Fix your intelligence in me. Prabhupada says, fix your mind and intelligence in me. Or fix your consciousness in me. Baladeva Vidyabhushan also says the same thing. Fix your consciousness in me. That is the topmost phase. Both are combined. And if you cannot do that, 9th sloka, Prabhupada says, do sadhana bhakti or practice regulative principles of bhakti yoga to develop desire to attain Krishna. Follow the regulative principles of bhakti yoga, Prabhupada writes. That is 9th sloka. In the 10th sloka, Krishna says, Matkarma paramo bhava. If you cannot even do sadhana bhakti or follow regulative principles, at least work for Krishna by contributing something to his service. 11th shloka Prabhupada says, if you cannot even work for Krishna by contributing some results of your work for Krishna's seva, at least give up results for some good cause. Sarva karma phalatyagam. So this is how Prabhupada explains these 4 shlokas, 4 stages. And Visvanath Chakravarti Thakur explains in this way. First he says, Mayyeva mana adhasva, fixing your mind in Krishna is smaranatmika bhakti. Then Mai buddhim niveshaya, fixing your intelligence in Krishna is mananatmika bhakti. Abhyasa rupa, next 9th shloka, if you cannot do this smaranatmika and mananatmika bhakti, at least do abhyasa rupa bhakti, means endeavor to bring your mind back whenever it gets distracted and put the mind on Krishna. So you repeatedly endeavor to fix your mind on Krishna, if you cannot effortlessly fix. Then 10th shloka, mat karma paramo bhava. Visvanath Chakravarti Thakur says, directly serve Krishna with external senses, even if the mind is not on him. Then 11th shloka, Visvanath Chakravarti Thakur says, this is nishkama karma. This is nishkama karma. Sarva karma phalatyagam is basically nishkama karma, which is offered to Krishna, and that's what is described in the first 6 chapters. So this is Visvanath Chakravarti Thakur's perspective. Prabhupada doesn't give this Smaranatmika, Maranatmika, Abhyasa Rupa, these technical terms, but there is a lot of overlap between these two. And Baladeva Vidyabhushan says, whatever Prabhupada has written, similar thing is found in Baladeva Vidyabhushan's commentary. So 8th shloka, Mayyeva manadhasva mai buddhim niveshaya, Baladeva Vidyabhushan says, offer your consciousness completely to Krishna. Then 9th shloka, Abhyasa Rupa, here Baladeva Vidyabhushan says, withdraw the mind by repeated practice and gradually fixing it on Krishna. Abhyasa Rupa, somewhat similar. All 3 acharyas are saying something similar here. Then Matkarma Paramo Bhava means offering activities to Krishna. Same as what Prabhupada said. Sarva Karma Phalatyagam, 11th shloka. That means perform all activities devoid of desire for results with a controlled mind. It's another way of saying it. So give up the results, or don't have any attachment to the results. So I said give up. This give up results is Prabhupada says. Don't be attached to the results is Baladeva Vidyabhushan. So more or less same. You understood? All are more or less agreeing to the same thing, except that Visvanath Chakravarti Thakur divided the first stage into two parts and gave very nice technical terms also, Smaranatmika, Maranatmika, Abhyasa Rupa and all that. So these 4 verses are clear. Now we will discuss the 12th shloka. 12th shloka is little difficult to understand. Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat,
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat,
gnana dhyanam visishyate,
jnana dhyanam visishyate,
tyag dhyanat karma phalatyagah,
dhyana karma phalatyagah,
tyagat shantiranantaram.
tyagat shantiranantaram.
First discuss the simple literal meaning, basic meaning. Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat. Gnanam means knowledge. Abhyasa means practice. Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat means knowledge is better than practice. Gnana is better than abhyasa. Fine? Simple meaning. Next, gnana dhyanam visishyate. Gnana is knowledge. Dhyana is meditation. So meditation is better than knowledge. Okay? Meditation is better than knowledge. Knowledge is better than practice. Abhyasa. Means dhyana is better than gnana. Gnana is better than abhyasa. Okay? Third line. Dhyanat karma phalatyagaha. Karma phalatyaga is renunciation. Renunciation of results of your work. So renunciation of fruits of work is better than meditation. Better than dhyana. So here comes the glitch. Here comes some confusion. So now dhyana is better than gnana, understood. Gnana is better than abhyasa, that is also understood. So abhyasa has a lot of activity. Gnana has a lot of analysis, intelligence is engaged. Dhyana is mind. So engaging mind is better than, greater than engaging intelligence. Engaging intelligence is greater than engaging senses. So engaging senses is the lowest. Or from other perspective, karma yoga, gnana yoga, dhyana yoga. Dhyana yoga is better than, is greater than gnana yoga. Gnana yoga is greater than karma yoga. Clear? So Abhyasa, Jnana, Dhyana. These are like progressive stages. Dhyana is better than Jnana, Jnana is better than Abhyasa. That is clear to understand. But how can this Tyaga become greater than Dhyana? So that's the question. I'll discuss it. Okay. So Tyagat Shantiranantaram. Last line says the result of Tyaga or renunciation is one can attain peace of mind. I just gave the literal meaning. But what exactly is the intent of Krishna by saying this, we'll discuss according to the perspective of all the three acharyas. You understood the meaning? Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat means knowledge is better than practice. Jnana dhyanam visishyati means meditation is better than knowledge. And dhyanat karma falatyaga means karma falatyaga, renunciation is better than meditation. Then tyagat shantiranantaram means the result of renunciation is you get shanti, peace. Simple meaning. So that makes it abhyasa, jnana, dhyana, tyaga. Four terms. So these are all on a progressive levels they are higher than each other. So tyaga is highest. Next is dhyana. Next is jnana. Next is abhyasa. This is the progression given in this shloka. How is it justified? Now let's analyze every line. First we'll discuss from Prabhupada's perspective. Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat means for those who cannot follow the principles of Krishna consciousness, it is better to cultivate gnana. Fine. What is abhyasa? Practicing Krishna consciousness. This is the abhyasa. This is the stage. You are doing sadhana bhakti, trying to fix your mind on Krishna. If you cannot fix your mind on Krishna, if you cannot try to fix your mind on Krishna, if you cannot practice to fix your mind on Krishna, then cultivating knowledge is better for you. Okay? So, for those who cannot cultivate principles of Krishna consciousness, it is better to cultivate gnana. So, it's like a conditional statement. Then gnana dhyanam visishyati. How is it understood? Dhyana is better than gnana because knowledge gradually develops into meditation. Okay, earlier also in the initial chapters we have seen Jnana Yoga is described mainly in the 4th chapter. Then 6th chapter has Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. So when your knowledge matures, it comes into devotion. When your prescribed duties, practice of prescribed duties is accompanied with detachment, you will come to the stage of Jnana. And if your knowledge matures, you will come to the stage of Dhyana or meditation. That we have discussed earlier. Okay. So same thing is mentioned here. Then dhyana karma falatyaga means if one cannot do even meditation, then one can renounce the results of fruitive activity. Now, the third line dhyana karma falatyaga, if you cannot do dhyana, then do karma falatyaga. So, it's not from an absolute perspective. It is from the perspective of the practitioner. Okay, tell me this. Lifting a 50 kilo sack bag is considered greater, or lifting a 25 kilo bag is considered greater? 50 kilo. Because that needs more strength. Okay. So if you are lifting 50 kilo bag, you are considered stronger. And if he is lifting only 25 kilo bag, he is considered little less stronger. Right? But point is, I am telling you now, you are able to lift only 25 kilos. If you cannot lift 50 kilo bag, lifting 25 kilo bag is better for you. What suits you more is lifting 25 kilo bag. If you attempt to lift 50 kilo bag, your back will break. Is it not? So that does not make 50 kilo bag inferior to 25 kilo bag. 50 kilo bag is better than 25 kilo bag. That is there. It's greater. It's double the quantity. The contents inside the bag are like double the quantity of this bag. So it is not an absolute comparison between dhyana and karma falatyaga. It is a comparison between the practitioners of dhyana and karma falatyaga. If you are not fit for dhyana, dhyana is basically meditating on Krishna. If you are not ready for meditating on Krishna, at least give up your results of activities, tyaga. So in that sense, dhyanat karma falatyaga. Karma falatyaga is better than dhyana. In that sense, renunciation is better than meditation. Is it clear? It is from the practitioner's perspective, not from an absolute perspective. You somebody may say, iPhone is the best phone, and there is another phone, some other model is there, which may not be as great as this. But to purchase iPhone, you may need 50,000 or 70,000, and to purchase this normal phone, you may just need 5,000. Now, if you say, for you this normal phone is better than iPhone, I mean, it's not a absolute comparison between iPhone and normal phone. It is according to your pocket. How much money do you have in your pocket? If you don't have 70,000, at least give 7,000 and purchase a normal mobile and be happy. Okay, for you that is better. Oh, that has so many features, that is better. How can you say that this is better? I am not comparing between those two phones. I am just concerned about what suits you better. So you don't have so much money to purchase something very expensive. You purchase what you can afford, that sense. If you don't have that much of maturity and mind control to meditate on Krishna, absorb in dhyana of Krishna, at least do karma phala tyaga. At least give up the results of your activities. Whatever activities you are doing, just offer the results to Krishna. That's why tyaga is better than dhyana for you. If you are not fit for dhyana, then tyaga is better. That does not make tyaga better than dhyana. Is it clear? So then tyaga shantiranantaram, by renunciation one can attain peace. That is a simple meaning. So this is what Prabhupada says about these things. Is it clear? 12th sloka is clear according to Prabhupada's perspective. So Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat means, yes, for those who cannot do abhyasa, practice devotional service, at least cultivate gnana, knowledge of the Lord. If you cannot, definitely dhyana is better than gnana, because absorption in Krishna, meditation on Krishna is better than cultivating knowledge about Krishna only. So you cultivate knowledge about Krishna, ultimately it should lead to meditation on Krishna, developing love for Krishna. But if you are not ready for dhyana, then come to at least offering your results of your activities. So this is Prabhupada's perspective. Now let's discuss Visvanath Cakravarti Thakur's perspective. He says, Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat means, gnanam, he refers to this one, Mananatmika Bhakti. For Visvanath Cakravarti Thakur, the gnanam word in the 12th sloka refers to Mananatmika Bhakti. Okay? And is better than abhyasa. Abhyasa is this one, right? Abhyasa Rupa Bhakti. So definitely Mananatmika Bhakti is better than Abhyasa Rupa Bhakti. Visvanath Cakravarti Thakur is very clear in his point. Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat means this gnanam is better than abhyasa. Is it clear? Mananatmika Bhakti is better than Abhyasa Rupa Bhakti. See the Acharya's perspective. What Visvanath Cakravarti Thakur is trying to emphasize. So Prabhupada says that if you are not able to do this, if you are not able to follow the principles of Bhakti Yoga, then you can always cultivate knowledge about the Lord. You are unable to practice, at least gather some knowledge. Prabhupada presented from that perspective. But here, Visvanath Cakravarti Thakur says, Mananatmika Bhakti is superior to Abhyasa Rupa Bhakti. Then, Gnana Dhyanam Vishishyati. For Cakravarti Pad, Gnana is this one, Mananatmika Bhakti. Dhyana means Smaranatmika Bhakti. Okay? Smaranatmika Bhakti is superior to Mananatmika Bhakti. That's the meaning of the second line. Is it clear? Okay. You can see Bhagavad Gita SUBODHINI. Everything is written. I'm not writing here. Every line is written there. Next, Dhyanat Karma Phala Tyaga. You know what does Visvanath Cakravarti Thakur say? By dhyana is this one for him. Smaranatmika Bhakti. By dhyana, one can develop distaste from fruits of action. Dhyanat Karma Phala Tyaga. Simple Sanskrit. Dhyanat means that the at that is used not only to compare two items, that is also used to that is not just used to establish the superiority of one item over the other. It is also used to indicate that this is a result of the other thing. Dhyanat, by dhyana, karma phalatyaga. You develop a distaste or disinterest in karma phala, in the results of your activities. Means, by meditation on Krishna, by smaranatmika bhakti, you will not be obsessed with a desire to enjoy the fruits of your action. Clear? Earlier, dhyanat karma phalatyaga means karma phalatyaga is better than dhyana. So, that dhyanat, that is used to compare dhyana and karma phalatyaga. Here, karma phalatyaga is described as a result of dhyana. Clear? Visvanath Cakravarti Thakur says. Then, tyagat shantir anantaram. By such distaste, one attains peace. How do you attain peace? In the form of stopping senses from dwelling on the sense objects, except Krishna's form and Krishna's qualities. Your mind is totally absorbed in Krishna's form, Krishna's qualities, so you are not at all showing any taste or interest in other things. Is it clear? Visvanath Thakur's perspective is clear on 12th shloka. Then let's come to Baladeva Vidyabhushan's perspective, which is more or less same as Prabhupada's, because Prabhupada refers to Baladeva Vidyabhushan a lot. So 12th shloka, first line, Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat. Only one shloka we are referring to it multiple times. This is fourth time we are going to it. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat means if abhyasa or practicing remembrance of Krishna is difficult, then one may cultivate jnana. Abhyasa is basically trying to fix your mind on Krishna. You are trying to fix your mind on Krishna. Mind is not getting fixed. You are endeavoring. Okay, fine. At least fix your intelligence on Krishna. So this is highest. Fixing your mind in Krishna is highest. And you are trying to attain that through sadhana bhakti. Trying to fix your mind on Krishna. This is also getting difficult. Trying. Then come to intelligence part. Engage jnana. You understood the whole thing? So this is fixing your mind on Krishna effortlessly, and this is endeavoring to fix your mind on Krishna, but you gave up on the mind. It's getting too difficult for you. Then better you focus your intelligence on Krishna. At least plan for Krishna. Okay. So then jnana dhyanam visishyate. Dhyana or practice of meditation on Atma is preferable if jnana or realization of Atma is difficult to accomplish. Okay. So if jnana is difficult for you, if this is difficult for you, at least now you do dhyana. So here he says that it's preferable to. Dhyana is preferable to jnana. Means dhyana, from the practitioner's perspective, cultivating knowledge of Krishna is little difficult sometimes. So then you meditate on Krishna. Earlier he said practicing to fix your mind on Krishna is difficult, then you cultivate knowledge of Krishna. But if cultivating knowledge of Krishna is difficult, then you do dhyana, meditation. So one of them you do. Dhyana or practice of meditation on Atma is preferable if jnana or realization of Atma is difficult. Through jnana you can realize Atma. Baladeva Vidyabhushan brings in Atma a lot. By jnana you realize Atma. That is difficult to accomplish. By dhyana you practice meditation on Atma. Okay, that's what he says. That's how dhyana is preferable to jnana. Next, dhyanat karma phalatyaga. Better than unsuccessful practice of meditation is giving up results. Then tyagat shanti anantaram. From giving up results of work you can get shanti. Here is purification of mind, purification of Atma. That's what Baladeva Vidyabhushan says. That is the result. Okay, at least you follow one perspective. We have discussed several perspectives of this one shloka only, but you know the essence. Bhakti is the topmost. And endeavor to fix your mind on Krishna is the topmost. I mean, fixing your mind on Krishna is the topmost. If you can't, fix your intelligence. If you can't, try to fix your mind. If you can't do that, at least work for Krishna by engaging your senses. If you can't do that also, at least give up the results of your work, be detached, do Nishkama Karma Yoga. So these are the various stages. And 12th shloka, Krishna just summarizes it, everything. And Visvanath Thakur, Baladeva Vidyabhushan and Prabhupada has given different perspectives. So this is one of the most technical aspects of 12th chapter and entire Bhagavad Gita also in one sense. So we try to cover this, and after a short break we will take 13 to 20, the qualities that endear one to Krishna. These 5 verses are clear? Thank you. Hare Krishna.